In Florence, the home of Michelangelo and Botticelli, all our groups take a Renaissance walk through the city center, as well as a tour of the Uffizi and Accademia galleries. You'll appreciate the passion and expertise of your guide when it comes to understanding the art and history in a place like Florence.
I love teaching people the art and history of Europe.
I love to teach history and art. And I think all of us are willing to teach in a kind of relaxed way.
This tour has done an excellent job explaining the art and the history and the architecture of all the places we've been to. It can be daunting when traveling in Europe because it's everywhere. And if you don't know what to look for, you feel like you're missing out the whole time.
Obviously, if you come to Europe, you're going to see quite a bit of art. Whether you appreciate art or you don't, coming over here, you will certainly walk away with a great appreciation for the European art when you leave.
I think the guides did a great job of making the art accessible to people. They were able to put it in perspective and also show the interesting parts about the important paintings.
This was lost completely during the barbarian invasions, and it wasn't uncovered until 1506 when a farmer dug it up in his fields.
It was not just dry, this is this and this is the movement in this and so forth. It came to life.
On most tours, we're going to spend some time in museums or going into churches and just having a chance to see wonderful works of art in situ. And when we're here in front of the actual sculpture, the painting, it's a good opportunity to certainly deal with the numbers and the raw facts, but also to try to draw some connections between them from country to country, from era to era, and try to give the tools that people can take with them wherever they go.
I think this was my at least third time to the Louvre, and this was by far the most significant experience. This time we had a local guide that took us through to various pieces and pointed out what we were looking for, what period it came from, why it's significant, why we would even want to study this.
You get really just the best of everything without having to spend a whole day there and not knowing what you're taking in. So it's been awesome because you really know you're appreciating the best of what there is.
They're in the church. It's during the moment of transubstantiation when the host and the wine turn into the blood and the body of Christ, and the killers take out their daggers and start to stab away. Giuliano falls immediately to the floor. Lorenzo's friends were able to crowd around him and keep him safe.
I think the tours really do make history accessible. In the US, I don't think we get a very good perspective of history at all. And when you come to Europe, first of all, you get to see it firsthand, which is great.
Europe and France, and in my case, is old. It's over 2,000 years of history, and you cannot explain anything that we see outside without having to go through history.
When we go down to Rome, where we stay, we're actually staying across the street from the largest of the Roman bath complexes that could have accommodated 3,000 people.
They really bring out the links between things. So, you know, we started out in Paris, and Ben was already talking about, you know, when we get to Rome, you're going to see how this all ties together.
At first, they may seem far removed from our present day, but then to draw the connections between past and present, I think everybody can latch onto that, and everybody can understand that quite clearly. And in those sorts of moments where you do understand that the past and the present really do coexist in many cases, I think that is a great way to kind of teach the history.